Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiago and I'm a software engineer, and today I'm going to share my experience and insights about freelancing in this field, specifically being a data engineer, a freelance data engineer. So many people think that freelancing means sacrificing stability and security for the flexibility that you get when you are a freelancer. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. I was a freelance data engineer and I've been able to work in a lot of projects, work with a lot of clients, and I was earning a comfortable living. And all of this, and I was still enjoying a lot of freedom and autonomy that comes with freelancing itself. In this video, I'm going to share my experience, some tips that I have used that have helped me to be successful as a freelance data engineer. I'll also discuss some common misconceptions about freelancing and how you can overcome them as well. If you're thinking about becoming a freelance data engineer, or you're just curious about this field to see if it fits for you, then this video is definitely for you. So let's get started. So let's start by discussing some of the benefits of freelancing as a data engineer. So first, the flexibility. Flexibility is a huge plus. As a freelancer, you have the ability to choose when and most of the times where you work. This means you can create your own schedule. You can work from anywhere, whether that's a coffee shop, co-working space, or even from the comfort of your own house. Another great benefit is the ability to take on a lot of projects. As a freelancer, you're not limited to working with one company or one specific type of project or industry. And this means you can work on projects that align with your interests, your skills, and you gain a wide range of experience. So just to deep dive a bit more into this topic, when I was working as a freelance data engineer, I was actually working remotely for my clients. And I was actually working in different industries, and that allowed me to gain a lot of experience in a short period of time. Now, I have to be honest, I wouldn't recommend doing this if you're starting early in your career. I would say get 1, 2, maybe 3 years of experience working with people. Working remotely, I think it's not something I would recommend if you're starting your own journey. But it can be a huge plus down the line when you want to, be more geographically free. You want to work from anywhere, be that your house or some other country. So take that into account. So another benefit is that when you are freelancing, you get the autonomy to make your own decisions and to manage your own workflow. You're not tied to a specific boss or to a specific corporate structure, and that can be incredibly liberating, especially if you come from that background. When it comes to the earning potential as well, freelancers often have the ability to charge higher rates for their services, so that can lead to a higher earning potential. Now, of course, this will highly depend on your experience and on a huge range of factors. But it's definitely possible to make a very, very comfortable living. So, as you can see, freelancing as a data engineer can be incredibly rewarding. Well, now I have to tell you, it's not all benefits. And in this next segment, I will talk about some of the challenges that come with freelancing and how you can overcome them. So, for some of the challenges that come with freelancing as a data engineer, one of the biggest, is the uncertainty of work. Now, as a freelancer, you don't have a guaranteed paycheck every month, and you may have periods where you actually don't have any clients or projects lined up. This can be stressful and make it hard to plan for the future. Another challenge is the lack of structure. Being a freelancer, with it comes the responsibility to actually manage your own time and workflow, which I have said before, that's definitely a bonus, a benefit. It can also be stressful for you if that's not something that you are used to. So if you are coming, let's say, from a corporate background where you are used to having a boss or some corporate structure to tell you what you should do, this might be a bit hard for you in the beginning. Finally, and this in my opinion, it's a huge issue, with freelancing and let's say a bit with remote work if you're not careful. It's the issue of isolation. Freelancing can be quite lonely, especially if you're working from home. I personally experienced this, and I will talk more about it later. But you definitely should make an effort to connect with other freelancers and professionals in your field to avoid feeling this isolation. Now, with these challenges, you may feel discouraged about making the jump to being a freelance data engineer, but let me give you some tips on how you can overcome some of these challenges and some strategies that I have used in my own time. First, to overcome the uncertainty of work, it's important that you are always networking and building relationships with potential clients. In this way, when you do have periods of downtime, you'll have a pool of contacts to reach out for new projects. It is also extremely important that you network within the client you are working on, because your colleagues will most likely be the ones referring you to other clients and projects. And this can be a great way to expand your client base and increase your earning potential. Next, overcoming the lack of structure. It's really important that you create your own schedule and set goals for yourself. In this way, you'll have a sense of direction, sense of purpose, and you'll be able to stay on track with your work. Finally, overcoming the issue of isolation. It's important to join online communities, groups of freelancers, and professionals in your field. If you do this, you will notice that you start building a support system and a network of people to turn for advice and support. Now, let me share you also some specific personal experience that I had while I was working as a freelance data engineer, to give you some concrete examples. So I'll talk maybe firstly about the issue of the isolation. So I was working remotely and I was working from home. And that was fun maybe in the first few months, but very soon it became quite lonely and I really felt the isolation. So what I did to overcome this was I joined a co-working space. I was actually paying for a dedicated desk, and I was going to this co-working space pretty much every day. And if you are charging a rate high enough that you are comfortable in paying for a co-working space, that would be my number one tip. So join a co-working space. It will do wonders for you. You will connect with people, network with professionals, and there's a high chance that you will meet like-minded people as you. Now, for the uncertainty of work, I have said that this is actually can impact you in a way that you will feel stressed, but in my personal opinion, you can actually use these periods of no clients as a really as a period of time where you can invest in yourself in a lot of different ways. I'll once again give you an example. So the project with the client ended. I finished the work and I was actually quite some months just taking some time for myself. So I was not working. I was just on, let's say, vacations. And that was great because as a freelancer, you are free to take long periods of time without doing anything. And I am sure a lot of people would trade some of the comforts that they have in order to be able to just take some time for yourself, not working. So that can be greatly beneficial for you. So there you have it. This is my experience and my insights on freelancing as a data engineer. And I hope this video has been helpful and informative for you. Now, I would also love to hear from you. If you are a freelancer or considering freelancing as a data engineer, please let me know in the comments down below. Share your experiences, any tips or strategies that you also may have used. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Don't forget to follow my YouTube channel, and I hope to see you on my next video.